Vadd here. Welcome to Nine Kings. We're going to try out the King of Stone today, give it our best shot. I think this might be our toughest king yet. As of the current state of things, there are 8 of the 9 kings in game. There's one mystery king still coming soon, as this is still an early access title. There's a playlist with all of the kings in it if you want to see some more king action outside of the King of Stone here. The only king we don't currently have is this 9th and final king, which I feel like is holding maybe a little scepter, a little staff, a little something here. Has a little bit of a cape thing going on, but maybe it's just a trick. We never know. We do have the King of Stone today. With the recent update, the perk tree has completely changed, where now you do start with some perks. But the perks you have are all the generic perks, and we do not have access to the King of Stone unique specific perks that actually help his playstyle. I've been looking over his cards, and I am terrified. I think this might be maybe one of our hardest challenges yet. We're starting right at the king difficulty. I'm not really sure what the best synergy is. We have this stronghold, which has summons towers that shoot nearby enemies. We'll put it in the back for now. And I assume we want to play around that, but maybe we try and buff ballistas. I don't think ballistas are a winning strategy unless we can one-hit kill everything. I just really do not know. Do me a favor. If you like this video, click like. YouTube channel members in the Patreon to support what I do. We're in the first match. Oh, it summons little towers. Interesting. So our main building summons towers. Huh. Part of me thinks the only way forward is to stack quarries maybe then. How effective are those towers? Not very. Oh boy. This is what I'm talking about. I know we faced the King of Stones several times and he's just tore us up, but I'm very, very scared of trying to get started as him because he's dangerous later on, right? Once you can get enough trebuchets kind of rolling. But it makes me think we kind of need to pick like a tanky troop to give our core building that builds these towers time to work. I don't know. Oh. Quarry. Double the damage of all towers. Yeah, see, like this is the type of thing. Increase the attack speed of towers by 50%. See, that makes a lot of sense to me. Assuming this counts as a tower. Oh man, we should have read the damage before. As if our trebuchets here, if they're not one-hit killing things, ballistas, whatever they're called, if they're not one-hit killing things, we're just going to lose. As you can see here, we're getting steamrolled. Which means I feel like they're a late game unit. I don't know. I think we lose here. I think this is going to be the match. We'll see how it shakes out. Come on. Yeah, we killed nothing on that open rip. And that's going to be the match. Well, that was our first try. And it wasn't very good. It's round 4 and we just got our first unit card. It's a wizard. I don't really want the wizard. It's just the only unit card we've gotten. So we're going to take it. Maybe it's a good fit. But it's pretty clear our strategy needs to revolve around slowing these units down with something tanky so that our... Try the cauldron, I guess. I think we need to slow them. Our enemy... We're going to lose here. That's so many units. 25 versus 6, 9. Yeah, that's the game. I think it's pretty clear our strategy needs to revolve around tanky units so that our buildings have time to attack. This is pretty tough. It's year 3, and we still don't have a unit card, which is really tough. I'm having a really hard time thinking how this is going to work out. Maybe this is the way the Stone King starts, but this is rock hard. Yeah, there we go again. Okay, we finally got ballistas. Is it even worth it? Would it be better off to go trebuchets at this point? Are they going to get better value? Walls reflect 10% of damage taken. Like, that's huge. If we had walls... Like, there's clearly some cool synergy that we need to try and build around and learn about. That's the run. Your kingdom has perished. Now, again, to be fair, we are playing on the king difficulty, right? But darn, this is a rough start. Really makes me think it's going to take some really specific series of events to get lucky for this to work out. We're in year 4. We haven't lost a life yet. And the only reason for that is because we built the walls. These walls have single-handedly saved us every single round they've been up, which we built them, I think, on round 1 or 2. The cauldron's adding poison damage to our stronghold and our trebuchet. This is actually working surprisingly well. I'm a little tempted to keep pushing with it, but having a farm and a defender down is just too good to pass up. We cannot We cannot say no to that power spike. But understand the temptation to say, hey, we'll just keep building like walls and trebuchets. It is there. I think that'd be a really cool run. I just, yeah, see the walls are going to save us again. Hopefully we can hold it together. This might be the run, but again, it really came down to those walls. Without those walls, none of this works out. Farm down. And this might be enough. I mean, the defender is really a quality unit. You know, we have it down here. Oh, goodness. Come on. I feel like oh, we got one unit still alive somewhere. Oh, my goodness, it worked. Okay. 9 years is a blessing. Double the damage of the card on the target plot. I don't think I was going to put damage there, but maybe we will. All right, we're going to try Earthenworks. Unlock target adjacent plots. Return to your hand up to 3 copies. We just got 1. That's fine. We can work with that. Oh, man. It's going to come down to the walls again. I know it says we have 1 unit, but I feel like they're missing. I don't see them. Yikes. Well, color me shocked. I did not think we would be where we are right now. Let's use the Earthenworks this time on the wall. See if we can get a few more. Nope, just got 1. That's all right. Now, let's throw it out wide. Give ourselves some more room to work. Interestingly enough, it's said that there are 7 troops here. Oh, no. The walls have to hold, dude. Come on, come on. The walls are down. We're going to lose our first life. No. Dude. All right, here's a big question. Ballistas, walls, stronghold. I think we go ballistas, but there's a huge temptation to... Ooh. Let's go King of Nature for the forests. I think that's really strong. I have a very seriously large temptation to... We're going to lose this one again. No way. Come on, dude. See, it says we had 1 unit in there. Maybe the walls count as a unit. This sucks, dude. Come on. Ballistas. So we have at least 7 of these. I kind of like to give the ballistas their own dedicated farm. But I don't know if we have that luxury. But I think we should. I think we should plan around that. Oh, we haven't taken out a single troop. I think that's the run. There's 37 dudes hitting my walls. Yeah, that's the run. We got a lot further this time. But not quite there yet. All right. Try again. We'll try again. It is year 6 and we're about to get our first unit. We've lost 2 lives and it's been sweaty. The only thing that let us get to year 6 was this tower dome. Stronghold can now build towers twice as fast. That's our main core building. We have access to boars. It's our first unit option, so we're going to go for it. It's just the only thing we've got. Maybe we're going to be able to try and stack up something on the maybe farms, or I don't think we have access to farms. We might have to go with maybe force, just make them tankier, or we lose here. Yeah, that's it. That's all we've got. Try again. We'll try again. It's year 4, but we have something really interesting here. This is actually a decisive moment that will completely change the trajectory of this entire run. We have down a quarry, which adds damage to all of our towers, and the only thing we've built are towers. We have the stronghold, and we have the orchard. The orchard comes from the King of Nature, and it creates those vines, those roots, that can tie up units and keep them locked down. Here is the million, billion, quadrillion dollar question. Tower Dome is really, really strong. Stronghold can now build towers twice as fast. Bunker is really, really strong. Increases the attack speed of our towers. So all towers. And the only thing better than these two is probably overwork. Our support buildings now apply their effect 1 more time. I think long-term overwork is the play. This is going to get us the deepest into this run. I think in the short term, Tower Dome has the most value. We actually have access to 2 unit cards. Well, 3. We have the ballistas, which I don't really want to use. I don't have a great way to use them. I don't have a... We need to get more of them in a stack. We need to get a tanky unit in front of them. You can play around with them. They're a good unit, but not on year 4. The bombers, who run forward and blow it up, which might get us a few rounds in, but I don't really like them. And the soldiers, they're a good card, but I kind of want to go a tower run if we can, which makes me think we have to go overwork because we desperately need this quarry to be pumping out more juice. We're going to go tower dome, but I think overwork is probably the better long-term play. And we're going to pitch these bombers. So can you see the synergy here? The vines tying up units and then them getting shot. Regrets. Regrets are huge. Could have just built this. Could have just built the soldiers and hung in there a little longer, but I think this works. So the vines are tying up these units here and letting the towers shoot them. And we won that round. It's crazy how close it is right now. And I think these are good units. These are exactly what we need. I have this strong temptation to really try and do a tower run. Like, can it actually be done just towers? I might be just kicking myself in the face with this. Like, maybe this is absolutely not the way to do things. But the temptation is strong. Oh, no. Come on, we can do it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Core, I think, is at level 2 of 3. Okay. Oh, it's a lot of units, and they're fast. That's a lot of units, and they're fast. We have to get walls up for this to work, I think. Wall maker. Ooh. Ooh. King of Spells hits hard, but King of Nomads is fast. Who fields more troops? Let's grab the King of Nomads. I think he fields a smaller army. I'm not sure. We haven't played against him enough. Wall maker. Yeah, see, I think the King of Spells has a lot of range dudes. The King of Nomads, a lot of his dudes walk up on my business. Here we go. This is the toughest army yet. We've got King of Blood. He just fields so many troops. My vines don't block enough. It's going to come down to the walls. No. Oh, man. I thought we had it that time. I really did. It's year 6, and I'm actually really happy with our start here. We have the walls for the staying power, and we've just built Corey for the damage and the, I believe it's called a beacon for the attack speed, and then towers. That's all we've got going on here. I think it's actually coming together in a really major way. So the dispenser gains attack speed every time we earn gold, and the trebuchet gets an extra projectile for every construction. And the scout tower shoots just one big hit. And the beacon here is getting them their attack speed buffed up. The Corey is giving them additional damage each turn. I think this could actually work. I do. And maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, see, the King of Spells hits the wall from a distance. I don't like that. I like it better when they have to walk all the way up on it. Yikes. No, no, no. Dude. Come on. Ah. Let's add the King of Progress in the mix, I guess. I don't know. I don't know which of them is going to be easier to deal with. Like, I think we're on the right way forward, but how does he get on the wall so fast? Does he have those little thieves? Little assassin boys? Did we just lose? Dude, that's the run. Come on, I was feeling good about this one. We just got a very interesting perk unlocked. If we lose a life, we will gain an additional perk. Or we'll gain... If we lose a life, we gain a wall card. We gain 2 wall cards. That is interesting, because we've had a couple of runs here that I don't think are going to make it into the final cut, where we've lost like a life or 2 early that we otherwise would not have lost if we had walls. Which really makes me think that might be like one of the missing pieces. There's going to be some unique King of Stone perks that we're going to need to have to make this build work. I definitely am getting that feeling. So far, so good. We're about to get some poison damage. I think we lose a life here. It's a lot of units. Yeah. But we should get 2 wall cards now. And this will be a third. Let's take the Trebuchet. So we'll have a top tier Trebuchet. We will have lost a life. But we'll at least have a level 2 wall. And maybe that's the secret to like getting past round 10 with this build. This all tower attempt. But the King of Stone, we don't need units. Just bricked up over here. What is this? I think we can use the damage card. Yeah, we can. Perfect. There we go. It's going to come down to those walls. Really is. Wow. If we can get that card that the walls reflect damage, I think that would be pretty significant as well. So it's year 7. We have a level 3 wall, a level 3 Trebuchet, a level 3 stronghold. We need something new to build. Ooh, converter, maybe. I don't know. I don't love the converter. At least the King of Nature has another turret we could try. Move card, gain 10% damage and HP. 10% more HP on the walls might be worth it. Very tempting to migrate it. Let's wait till we get a second migration card, though. I wish it said on the Trebuchet how many projectiles it's throwing. It shows it shoots 1 extra projectile per construction in your kingdom. But I'm not 100% what the base level of that. How many projectiles does it start with? 1, 10, 2? I would like it to say on the card, right? This is terrifying. Like you can't see the health points of the wall, so I don't know if like they're barely scratching it, right? The wall, let's say, has 10 health, and they take off like 2, so it's down to 8. Or if it has 10 health and it's down to like 1 every fight, and I'm just barely surviving. No idea. I think we take the overinvest and the clone if we can. I think those give us the most value right now. And then we'll clone the Trebuchet. And we'll get another one in the mix. And we will dump the defenders. And the converter. I'm not exactly sure the value of turn your enemies into rats. I'm assuming it just takes away their stats, right? But maybe it's not that big of a deal. All right, we're going to use the overinvest on our stronghold. Uh-oh. Rainbow Army is actually really tough. Surprise Rainbow Army on round 11. This could be one we don't make it through. And we're not going to have money for a reroll. I really want that Vine Tower from the King of Nature. I think that would be really good synergy here. Okay. We can take the Scapeloat. Well, it's not a tower. It'll ruin our tower run, though, won't it? We can go Echo Form, I guess, and see what we can shake out. We'll grab this adjacent spot, and then we'll Echo Form. Yeah. So that should double up the walls, right? It should give them, I don't know, 2 layers or double the health? I'm not sure. Yikes. This is nerve-wracking. Normally when there's troops out front fighting, you can kind of like tell how the battle's going. You can see they're like, oh, there's just a couple of dudes left. Hey, there it is. Walls reflect 10% of damage. Yeah, let's see how that works. Earthen works. It's got one back. It sucks. And then we'll hit that, and then we'll drop the boost on it or whatever. Yeah, here's my thing, right? Normally when you have some troop cards, you can see like, hey, I sent out 10 dudes. They sent out 10 dudes. I'm down to like 3. And you can see that you're just getting wrecked, right? I have no way to tell how much HP my walls have. None. I mean, this is terrifying. Hey, there's the orchard. That's what we wanted. Awesome. All right, let's overhaul this, which should upgrade the trebuchet and the poison pit. Nailed it. I think that orchard has a lot of strong synergy with what we're building. My biggest concern at this exact moment, it's year 15 and we've yet to get a quarry down, which means we're winning, but we're not scaling. We're not getting additional damage or attack speed. Wonder if we can use frost on anything. All right, the orchard here. Drop it here. As you can see in the back line, there's 1, 2, 3 units that got tied up. Very nice. And the reflect damage, it's not really keeping track of how much reflect damage. Hey, the walls are down. Panic, panic. No, 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 no. I think the vines just saved our entire run there, the orchard. That was crazy. Oh boy. I thought those trebuchets were for sure going to wreck my walls. Man, we need like a temple building and we need a lot more damage. We're not scaling. I know I said that before. We haven't increased our DPS defensively in, I don't know, 17 years. But we haven't done it in a long time. So even if we put it down right now, it's not the same as having it for 17 years. We're going to have to re-roll. We don't have a choice here. We have to get a quarry out here. There it is. I'm not happy about this, actually. This is a really bad time to finally get a quarry. That might ruin our run. Like, we've done so good so far, but every fight our enemies are getting a little stronger, and we have not been. I know that's not super obvious, but it's stuff like this. Look how many of them just steamrolled us. It's not like we suddenly got weaker. They were getting stronger, and we were not. Yikes. Trying to remember what we've got going on around here. I think we can do this. Drop a wall. Hit it with the earthworks. Come on. There we go. Drop that wall. Boom. Can we frost up attack slow enemy movement speed? No. So that only applies to unit cards. I think that would be nice if some of the defensive whatevers also applied to towers, right? I'm not seeing enemy units die very fast. Yeah, I think we lose here. That's the run. Maybe. Yep, that's it. Consequence of not scaling, we lose year 20. That sucks. Your kingdom has perished. I really felt like that was a good run going in a good direction, but the biggest mistake we made there was not having a quarry down, you know, in the first, I don't know, like 0 levels. Super important, I feel like. It's the beginning of year 9 in our kingdom, and we're just barely hanging in there. We got our walls down because we lost 1 life, which is kind of a bummer. But at least it gave us walls. We did successfully get a quarry down this run. And then everything else is pretty standard for other runs. We have our trebuchet, our poison pot, and our stronghold, and then whatever random tower we could pick up. This run, the random... Oop, hold on. Yeah, beacon is really important for us, I think. Can we get a beacon and a camp? Trebuchet beacon. Yeah, that's not bad. So this run, we actually got the dispenser pretty early, which was really, I think, fortunate. I think that is a good card that will do good things for us long term, and picking it up early is nice. I love this static card. Unit attacks trigger a lightning chain. It obviously says unit, but I wish we could put some of these tower cards, right? Why can't they be for both? Maybe that's too strong, but considering the fact we're trying not to build any units, I feel like it's important. Now, my biggest concern with our current build is that we're missing some key piece and I don't know it. Again, I don't know it, but are we missing some key piece and I don't know it? grab that trebuchet. Now we can earthwork. No, we need to try and get another stack on our quarry. There it is. There's our quarry. There's level 3 on the wall. Everybody's happy. I've got another wall I'm going to put in this corner here, so we'll just wait around on it. Like, I'm happy with what we have going on, but maybe it's not enough. Maybe we're missing some perk that changes things. For example, our first perk we picked up was double the damage of all the towers. Maybe that's not that good. And my question on that is the same question I always have. It's just a lack of information. Is it all towers deal 2x damage or double the immediate damage of what they deal? So I'll show you what that means. Hold on. There's the... Buy a tile. Very nice. Down the quarry. I'll show you what that means. If a tower is doing 10 damage and it doubles the damage, it goes to 20. And then when you get your next, then the quarry gets a 2% buff, right? So it's doing 10 damage and it gets the buff, it goes to 10 point, we'll just say 2, whatever. If it doubles, it goes to 20.4, hypothetical, right? I'm not doing the math. But if it's 2x forever, now when it I'm not doing a good job of explaining this. If it's a 2x buff forever, it's like very significant to pick up this towers deal double damage. But if it is not a 2x forever, but what it actually is plain and simple, the tower now doubles its current damage, it'd be better to wait to pick that up till later when the tower has more damage. Oh, no. No. Year 14, no. That sucks. I feel like we have all the right working parts. We've got the quarry in the wall. We have the beacon for attack speed. We've got the pot for the poison. We've got our stronghold in our slingers and our little speedy tower. Like, I feel like we have the right parts for this. Maybe there's a specific tower we need to make this type of thing work. I don't know, though. We're working on it still. It's year 10. We've lost 1 life. This is kind of a weird run because we have basically nothing but everything we have in all the other runs. We've got our stronghold. We got our poison pot. We got the trebuchet. They're not even well leveled. We have 1 wall at level 3 and 1 quarry at level 3. That's it. We've lost a life. That's how we got the walls. There's kind of nothing good happening. But the biggest change is we got the gambling card on our first council meeting, right? And so we get 2 cards. So we actually have a lot of gold because we've been getting a lot of unit cards, which means we're going to pick up the wild card and the sword. I think we grab both here. It's pretty big because the sword is going to give more damage to our highest damage dealer here. Very nice. And the cauldron's going to add another stack of poison, probably a waste, and then we can wildcard up something. And I really want to wait for another quarry to wildcard. Which is a little tough, but I think that's the best decision. The truth is, though, if we did not have that perk that gave us the wall after losing a life, this run would already be over. I mean, that perk saved the run. Not just like maybe it saved the run. All right, unit gains 1% damage whenever any plot levels up. Man, come on. Let us use it on the towers. Let us use it on the towers. But at least we got the core down early, so our damage is scaling. But this is not a long-term strategy. We need more parts to make this work. And we're just kind of gambling with the cards, hoping we get what we need here. Because currently, we don't have what we need. You know, she says she's just a friend. What are we doing here? Year 12, we get a free tile. We'll take that action. Thank you, thank you. Throw it in the back. That's good. Yeah, we're even getting, like, we have such good cards here. Defender, Forest, Wildcard, Elf. These are actually, like, genuinely... Will this stack HP on walls? Probably not. Let's find out, I guess. Oh, boy. So our walls currently have 2,900 health. Let's see if it works. 2,900, 2,962. Maybe it makes our walls tankier. Is that even... I'm making huge assumptions here that the health of this wall maker is the health of the walls. And it's not just like the game code's like, hey, 3 ticks a wall is worth, you know, this much. We do not know. But we've made it pretty far. All right, earthenworks. Drop down the forest. Drop down a wall. There we go. So we have to make it through a number of rounds before anything good happens. I think next round is the council. And I'm not sure what we want next. I think maybe support buildings getting an extra click. Unless we just lose here. That would suck. Oh boy. That was close. That was really close. Walls reflecting 10% damage. And that's good. We'll take that action. We'll drop the concabulator so we can overhaul it. Get 2 plots leveled up. There we go. This run doesn't feel all that different from all the other runs before it. The biggest difference is we played the gamble card, which only means we don't get to pick our cards, but we always draw 2 cards, so we're always discarding 1 card, so we have 9 gold coming in. That's the biggest difference. That's it. But maybe getting that forest down is the secret, because maybe then it lets our walls scale, which is kind of the missing link. Get earthenworks that. And then maybe we actually drop this here to take full advantage of that forest. And if that's the case, maybe we should have dropped the forest out wide, huh? That is definitely something to think about. That maybe you need the King of Nature, not just for the vine trap, but for that forest. Because the biggest weakness we have is that we can scale our damage on our towers with the quarry, but our walls just fall off. But maybe the forest keeps them relevant. Interesting. That is a very interesting thought. We have no units. Chill out, baby boom. And if that's the case, let's hit the wild card on the forest. Just to try and get as much value as we can from that bonus percentage. Maybe that's the missing piece. I'm pretty optimistic. We have 2 lives. The walls are holding. Just in there staying sturdy on all the damage. I don't know who's out here repairing my walls, but hats off to those boys. Apparently it's some lads that live in the forest there, I tell you what. I really think the forest was the missing piece. Well, trebuchet. Then we can... Ooh, come on. Earthenworks. There we go. We will trebuchet. There we go. I don't think we deal enough damage. I feel like we need to be killing units quicker. Yikes. No. I want to lose. All right, we get 2 stacks of walls for that. Okay. And come on. There we go. So we have a level 3 wall with 3,600 health, it says. Level 3 wall with 3,000 and a level 2 of 3 with 1,500. So total wall health. Ooh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. A little over 8,000. Just using some rough mental math. I don't know, like 20 years ago I declared I'm only doing math in 2 places, right? Either we're getting off track here. Hold on. That's a lot of dudes. 165 homies hitting my walls. Don't do it. The King of Progress ruins my run again. He better not. Come on. We need more damage. There's still a lot of them alive, and my walls have got to be under half health by now. Oh, no. No. Come on. We can do it. There's only 20 of them left. Ah. That's way too close. Oh, my goodness. Of that tile? No. So we'll grab this one so we can expand nice. We'll throw out a converter. Fine. I mean, anything to try and stay in the fight. I am terrified. I think the converter turns things into rats. I don't know what good that is. But it doesn't. That's a lot of DPS. That's probably the run. That is way too much damage. The King of Spells needs to calm down. They're tanky. They hit hard and fast. Oh, no. That's the run. Oh, we make it at year 20. That sucks, man. I really thought that the forest on the walls was going to be the secret. Like the missing piece. Whatever, dude. This is such a typical year 3. You might have noticed we're missing 1 health, 1 life. Wonder how that happened, you know? It's a mystery. Wonder how we got the walls up. It's another mystery. That's right. Year 1, we lose. We get the walls. Gives us a little bit more staying power. We've got the Corey down, so we're getting more damage. We're going to wait on the double tower damage for a minute. We'll take the tower dome. That way, every time we start shooting, the music plays. It's like, welcome to the tower dome. And I'm kind of hoping we can get that poison pot down somewhere juicy. I think we can get good value from that. We don't currently have the King of Nature in the mix, so no forest for us just yet. But I think that's optimal. I think having the King of Nature down to be getting that health onto units, huge, huge value. I'm obviously leaving spots for the poison pot. I wonder if this could be done without walls. It's obviously hard enough as is to try and do this, you know, only tower run with the King of Stone. But could it be done without walls if we could just build up enough damage? I like, here's the thing. Here's something you might have noticed. If you're watching through the playlist chronologically, right, in the order they were released. Oop, King of Nature, yes please. You may have noticed that as we've been working through the currently available kings in 9 Kings, we've started to just skip right to the king difficulty. And one of the reasons for that is plain and simple, we are not getting double up on that Corey. We're not learning the right lessons on the lower difficulties. We're just kind of breezing through them for the most part. Because I don't know if like the enemies are easier and you get better cards, but it feels like I almost always have whatever card I need right about the time I need it. Pretty much every... Oh, there's the forest, the Corey. Can't afford them both. That sucks. That sucks. I can't even get it on the wall. 2 more rounds will be able to expand that. Okay. Come on. There we go. On the lower difficulties, it feels like we have the cards we need when we need them all the time. And on top of that, the enemies are easier. They are. It's not a debate, not a question mark. They simply are easier to fight against. Because of that, it definitely feels like... Go. It definitely feels like we just kind of win pretty consistently. It doesn't take more than like maybe we have one run go super upside down. We're like, I don't know what happened. That sucks. For the most part, we very, very consistently have what we need to get things done. And because of that, to me, it feels like on a consistent basis, that's probably not the best card to put there, but that's all right. It feels like on the lower difficulties, we just win and we don't really figure out. It takes extra work to try and figure out, hey, are we learning the right lessons? Is what we're doing actually a strategy that works? Or we're just winning because we have some understanding of how 9 Kings works at this point in our journey. And I think it's a little bit of a combination of both. We need more gold, I feel like, so we just grabbed it. We're going to get rid of it at some point, I feel like, or move it around. But at this point, we've played enough hours, and that's right, hours plural, right? Not just one, that we have some idea of kind of how things work, why things work, etc. And because of that, oop, hold on. We're going to re-roll this. I love that raw crit chance. We'll take the re-roll, though. Well, 0% on the stronghold. Let's take the crit chance. Stronghold should have 20% now. Yeah, that's worth it. I mean, he shoots a lot of... Ooh, we're out of space. Ah, I really want that Corey down, but we might have to wait. Yikes. Where was I? We've played enough rounds that we have some idea, just at a glance, how things are going to play out. Not just to feel, but like we have played enough hours of all the kings to kind of have an idea of here's what probably happens. The arrow tower shoots arrows. I know, crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's not like we have to reinvent the wheel to figure everything out all over again. And because of that, okay, when we play in the lower difficulties, we tend to win more often than not, better than a coin flip. And we get to the king difficulty with our air quotes, our winning strategy, and we're like, oh, this wasn't nearly as good as it was supposed to be. What happened? And that's not a good feeling, the what happened feeling, right? What happened? What happened is you're way too strong for, you know, XYZ reason, and it's your own fault. Like, oh gosh, you know? So we've been starting out, if you've been watching through the playlist chronologically, we've been starting out on some of these later episodes at a higher level of difficulty. Just at the king difficulty. Even though we lose the first few years because we don't have the king-specific perks necessary to get them to function at their best. And again, obviously, you know, maybe there's someone who is just a better player than I am that does not have that shortcoming. Very possible. Let's not overlook that possibility. The facts are, we get to king and we get our face kicked in. Hey, what was this about? They blew up my walls? Yeah, our damage is so much better this round. And the biggest clone the card of the selected plot. Yeah, we've got to get more plots. Help. Help. I forgot what card we just grabbed. Awesome. Clone card. Well, shoot. Yeah, more quarries are better at this point. More damage. Where was I? Yeah, so by playing, starting out the king difficulty and kind of stumbling through the first few runs, we get to a run like this where things are just working. Why is this run working? I can speculate. I can speculate, but I don't have a great answer. This is not good placement if we put the scout tower here, but it's the only tile we have for quite a while. And I'd like to get these quarries stacked up on it, but I think we can get away with waiting because we're doing pretty good damage. We'll see how it shakes out. Dude. Oh my goodness. Wonder how important that crit damage is. Like, is that a big part of our success? We'll take the gamble. Okay, let's clone up the quarry and get this bad boy running. As the more damage our towers are doing, the more likely we win. I mean that in a very real sense, as we have no units and our walls this run are super weak. But we've never made it to year 21, so I'm feeling really, really good here. We're going to get 2 cards and just do our best. Awesome. We'll take the vault. Come on. Oh boy. And we'll put down the scout tower with intentions to mortgage it. Hit it with the old death note. Now again, if you're watching through this episode and you don't just skip right to the final run, this run looks nearly identical to the other runs that completely fell apart. What's different here? Our walls are weaker. Oh, hold on. We can make peace. Let's try and get rid of... So the King of Nothing has the wild card we like in a tower we don't have. And the King of Nature has a tower we like as well in the forest. So we're going to re-roll this once. We'll get rid of the King of Greed. It doesn't feel great, but we have ways to upgrade his towers. And we already have 3 of his, or several of his buildings down. We finally get the Cauldron and Trebuchet and have nowhere to put them, of course. All right, we'll hit the mortgage on the Archer Tower. Yeah, I mean, we're just firing on all cylinders here. I think we get to round 30. I don't think we get far past it. I really don't. But this is a good-looking run. Good things have been happening here, to say the absolute least. Could this be replicated? Yes. I think anyone can do exactly what I did and have about the same level of success. Something that doesn't make the final cut of these episodes is I'll do several... Oop, hold on. Let's take the clone, the overhaul, the mortgage, and the migration. All good cards. And we have the money for it. So how do we do this? Ooh, we're out of tiles. We can't do anything with this jazz. Oh, that sucks. Woo boy. Let's go ahead and wildcard the quarry. And I guess we're going to clone the forest. Nothing to migrate. I want that trebuchet. Let's overhaul the poison pot. We're going to get more of these bad boys at some point. And then we can migrate a tower for the bonus damage. Why not? There we go. We'll take that. That's not bad. It's maybe not like the best series of events, as it is genuinely not. but it wasn't terrible. I mean, we did what we could with what we had to try and improve our slots, and that's kind of the game, you know? There is a 9th king that is supposed to be... We don't have a tile. Of course we don't. Well, we can put the trebuchet down here, sure. Make it ugly. Nobody's looking but me. Ha's aside, before I get like way too distracted about the importance of aesthetics, there is a 9th king that's supposed to get added to 9 Kings. 9 Kings is still an early access game, so there will not be a review on the reviews channel. This is actually the 8th king that we are working our way through here in 9 Kings, so I don't... Whoop. Okay, we finally get a new slot. I wish we could see our cards in this moment so I can remember what I'm building towards. Because that wasn't it. So here's an interesting mistake we're about to make. We're going to use the earthenworks to move this quarry. Is that the right quarry? Yeah, I think that's the right one. And we'll just throw it up here for now. We don't have that tile unlocked. We are so cool. Okay. We'll throw down a wall here then. And then we could do forest wall. So we need the core. I guess we'll throw it over here. Good job, me. Well done. Don't mind me just messing up my whole board. This is going to be such a hassle to try and like move buildings around so they buff each other nicely at this point. We've made such a mess of this. This is not optimized. Like the importance of that to try and put a little perspective on it is like we are maybe at, I don't know, 65% efficiency. Like we've done okay, but we could do so much better and not doing that better that we could do, right? Which is kind of not a great sentence, but we said it. By not doing the good we could do in this world. Like, for example, if we buff this Volt, we get more gold, but these guys get more attack speed, which they need, right? Like, there's little things like that we could be trying to do to be a little better that we haven't done a great job of. Like, maybe we should have tried to get that Volt upgraded earlier, or the Rainbow Army. Man, it is so late. We get a temple and can't place it anywhere. Just wait. Here comes the temple card. Because we gambled. We get 2 and we don't know what. Hey. The Tower Dome times 2? Oh, it's over. And we get the temple. Of course we do. All right, let's go ahead and hold on to it. And just pitch a Unify, because we're a monster like that. We probably should have killed off the Trebuchet to put down the Temple card. That probably would have actually been the best thing we could have done. Can you tell our damage is starting? Like the Blacksmith. Blacksmith, let me saw. Another Archer Tower. Oh, finally, we have no tiles. The Mortgage. We love the Mortgage. Here we go. Yikes. Our damage is coming online just a little bit, mostly because our attack speed finally caught up, I think, but we'll see how it shakes out. Notice we're killing units before they walk up and smack our wall with their face. Feels pretty good. But it's also too little too late. Like, I think we're going to win, right? I'm confident about... We have such good tiles, we're going to have to pitch it. Oh, that sucks, dude. Hey, it's crazy we never got to put a good trebuchet down either. Oh, man. Hey, do me a favor. If you like this video, click like. YouTube channel members and the Patreon to support what I do. I'm Vadd, and I will see you in the next one. I don't think we're going to push this run to 100. I think we get smoked on the first round of Chaos. Things are going to get just a little too tanky and a little too fast because they do get faster. I swear they get faster as things go on. I really wish we could use this poison on one of our buildings. We can't. It's also a little awkward that as the Stone King here, King of Stone, we did not use only our buildings. Like, we borrowed from other decks to make it work. But at the same time, that's kind of like the beauty of 9 Kings, right? That the decks do have synergies inside themselves as well as synergies outside them. The 9th King is not in the playlist. I've been saying the whole time all available Kings are in the playlist. But if you're like, hey, Vadd, what do I watch next? Well, I tell you to watch the playlist and the other Kings if you haven't already. But the 9th King, not here. Not a thing. You can't actually watch it, whatever it might be. So... on that note, I think we win, but the champion is tougher. Okay, if I can just, there we go. My poor mouse. If the champion beats us, I think you should lose all your lives, but we have 2, so I don't know, as we've never lost to a champion, I don't think. So we'll see how it shakes out. Moment of truth. Broccoli Boy's coming in hot. He wants some of this. Does he get to the wall? Dude. Just dominant. Your kingdom has thrived. Oh, thank you.